15-10, and Hawaii's going to the finals. It's over. Just like that.
It's D-Day at the beach for the Rainbow Wahine. Tonight, against the 49ers of Long Beach State, head coach Dave Shoji is looking to clinch his first trip to the NCAA Final Four since 1988. It's become a classic postseason confrontation over the past few years. The two teams have competed against each other in 3 of the past 4 Northwest Regionals, with the 49ers winning each time. Can head coach Brian Gimolero and the 49ers do it again? Or will Dave Shoji and the Wahine find gold at the end of the rainbow? Live from the gold mine on the campus of Long Beach State University, it's the 1993 Northwest Regional Final. Tonight, it's the Rainbow Wahine against the 49ers of Long Beach State. For the winner, it's a trip to Madison, Wisconsin, and the volleyball Final Four. For the loser, it's a trip home for the holidays. How you doing, everybody? John Fink standing by once again with my guest commentator, Kathy Gregory, the Big West Coach of the Year from UC Santa Barbara. And Kathy, this is one of the premier rivalries in women's volleyball today. Hawaii and Long Beach State, and the 49ers certainly dominated. Tonight's Bank of America starters for Hawaii: Anderson, Shota in the back because she'll be serving. Youngquist up front with Chase in the middle, and Brooks and Atwood on the outside. And for Long Beach State, Danielle Scott, all-world middle blocker. Joy McKenzie, first-year setter. What a job she's done. Prentice Perkins, Schwerm, Burton, and Jones. There you have your Bank of America starters. And right away, Long Beach State on a quick move in the middle, gets the side out.
Well, I tell you, Joy McKenzie saved so many passes. It looked like that ball was going over, and she just jumps and runs the middle on the first play.
Joy McKenzie coming in this year after 3 years in the back row, and had to take over the best offense in America, and she has done a great job. Ball did not go over. 1-0 Long Beach State. Remember last night, Ohio State came out stone cold and didn't get into the match until midway into the second game, and they gave Long Beach State a run for their money.
Oh, they really played outstanding volleyball.
Atwood off the block in the back row. Shawnee Hayes, the freshman, pumps it up. And Danielle Scott goes cross court.
This is what Long Beach likes to do. They serve aggressively. The ball's passed off the position, and it's hard for Hawaii to really side out. But look at their transition. This is the best play in volleyball, the slide, and Danielle Scott does it the best.
Best play and best player. Free ball, not played well by Atwood. She hit it right back to Long Beach. And it's an easy point for Long Beach State.
Well, you know what's so great about Long Beach State? Most teams would take a little while to run their offense, but not Long Beach. It's like full throttle, and the game has just started.
That is amazing. They come out right from the get-go. 3-0. There's a soft shot by Sarah Chase, who had a great night last night. Really could have been our second choice for MVP for Hawaii. Angelica Youngquist had 14 kills, but Sarah Chase 12 kills. Kathy, 1 error. She had 407 and had 10 digs.
She really played a great all-around game. It got a little hurt, but she's ready to play tonight.
Minor stomach muscle problem, but doesn't seem to be bothering her right now.
Well, nothing's bothering Danielle Scott because this is what a senior's supposed to do, but she just is so aggressive. It's so hard to stop her.
Youngquist, nice short play in the middle.
But Youngquist, she really, she has the energy. Do you notice Danielle Scott hits one, and she sort of says to herself, hey, I have to do the same thing. This is what will really help Hawaii if they can establish that middle early.
Michelle Burton, who just killed Hawaii back in Honolulu this year. Lifted by Brandy Brooks. Called by our referee, Leslie Allward, our umpire tonight, Martin.
What's amazing, look at Dave yelling. Last night they didn't call any of those. The first play, so it looks like they might be calling a little tight tonight.
Well, you hope for consistency, so if that's the way they're calling him, we'll see if they keep calling him that way. Tough hit for Atwood, but she finds a hole. The back row of Long Beach, which is usually right there, hangs back and doesn't get that one.
Well, I think that Long Beach is such a power-taking team that sometimes the off-speed's the best shot against them.
Kenyatta Lovelace coming in up front again. Key Williams on the side right now. Overpass, it lands out, and it's a point. Net violation, though, is called against Hawaii. Well, Dave Shoji can't believe that call either.
I mean, I thought Joy McKenzie netted on that. I was quite surprised.
I don't know who they called it on, but there was no argument from the Hawaii players. Carrie Anderson questioning the referee. But Long Beach State serves. There's a tip over the top. Dug once, but not twice.
Well, I think Hawaii's strategy is real smart at the beginning. They're not going power. They're trying to break the Long Beach defense at 2 good shots.
Last night, Nichelle Burton had 33 swings. Danielle Scott had 45 swings. Tracy Dahl, who's their 3rd best hitter, only had 10 swings. So you know who Hawaii's going to key on tonight.
They know, but can they stop it?
Can they stop it? Kept alive, but momentarily Sether puts it down. It's 3-0. We've gone back and forth about 5 times now since Long Beach got the first 3 points.
But Hawaii seems to be passing the ball pretty well. If they can stabilize in that area, they can run their offense.
Winner of this match will go on to Madison, Wisconsin to play Florida, an upset winner over Texas in Austin tonight, 3-2. That's a surprise.
That's a surprise, but you've got to give that coach, Mary Wise, a lot of credit. Her 2nd year in the Final Four.
Here's a free ball. Let's see if Hawaii can do something good with it. Outside Lovelace, off the top of the hitters, and a point for the Rainbow Wahine.
And I think Kenyatta can be the key. Last night she came in, played very well, and look at her, she's talking, she's really explosive, and that's what you have to have, an explosive player against Long Beach.
Well, and for Shota and Atwood and Lovelace, 1 more loss and their career is over. The seniors for the Hawaii team.
Quite surprising they've gone to Sether twice in a row. She only got 10 sets, and yet she gets 2 in a row, so maybe a little bit change in the offense.
Well, if they start going to Sether and Schwerm, Hawaii's in big trouble tonight.
A little bit different because they're not going with her. Again, she hits this play very well, left-handed, a swinging play out of the middle.
Sarah Chase. Lift is called on the Long Beach side, back over to Hawaii.
I really think, I like the way Hawaii looks right now. They're talking. I think they feel confident, and Long Beach doesn't seem to have that same aggressive spirit as they did.
I'll tell you something else. Hawaii really has nothing to lose coming in, Kathy. They just cannot beat Long Beach in recent matches. They haven't really come close since a regional a couple of years ago. They lost twice in their home gym. Last year they were blown out twice at Long Beach, and I think they're coming in with a certain sense of confidence, knowing, hey, we are the underdogs. There's no question about it.
You really play more relaxed when you're not expected to win.
Oh, and as you say, if they can get some good things happening like this, where they're staying in the match early, and Danielle Scott can make mistakes like that,
that's what
then
I'm saying.
Hawaii...
I agree with you. I think Hawaii's talking. They're running their offense. Long Beach, I don't want to say, but they look maybe feeling a little pressure at the start with a couple unforced errors.
Well, that ball set real close to the net. Chance for Hawaii now. Outside, Atwood just tops it over. Not a real good hit. It's going to cost Hawaii. One thing about Long Beach State, you make a mistake, 95% of the time you're dead.
That's the thing. Brandy Brooks had a great chance to win this joust, but they know they're going to go to Danielle. Look at, she doesn't have to hit. She can just tap the ball straight down.
So Brooks doesn't win the joust, then Atwood just throws over a lollipop. It lands on the Long Beach side that time, back to Hawaii. So Hawaii has gone through an entire rotation of Long Beach without giving up a point.
And that's what they need to do, prove they can side out. I think the key is the right side. If Brandy Brooks really can't side out, it will open up things on the left.
Overpass from Danielle Scott right there.
Look at Sarah Chase is disappointed with herself. She dug the ball, but dug it too close, and that was a chance for Hawaii to score a point.
Danielle Scott serving.
And look at Long Beach with some service errors in their own gym. Quite surprising.
Long Beach State, 27,444 students. They've also got some hungry ticket cops, because I got a big ticket for being a minute
late. Did they tow that car away? Or
No.
Okay.
The reason I point out how many students they have is because not many of them showed up tonight. This is a horrible crowd for an NCAA final with two of the best teams in the country. I am extremely
What's disappointing, there's a little rain in Long Beach, and they don't come out with a little rain. If this was in Hawaii, they'd pack the gym. They'd be there 2 hours early. These Long Beach are fair-weathered fans, if you ask me.
Well, you know, next year both teams are going to have new arena, the Pyramid here at Long Beach State, which will seat at least 6,500. And Hawaii will have their special events arena.
What a boost for the conference.
Absolutely. Could be some great regional playoffs in the years to come. Not to mention Spano Center and Pacific. Still 1-3. Hawaii trying to get point number 2, and Sarah Chase laughs at that one. Well, Sarah's had a couple of slop shots, and they've worked.
But the middle is the key for Hawaii. They've got to establish it early because Long Beach doesn't block this. A very good set because it's off the net. Look at her hitting the cutback. And Long Beach, I think, is quite surprised they're running so much middle.
Ryan Gimolero just turned to Tracy Dahl and said, relax. I don't know if that word is in
He might say that to himself.
2-3, I think you're right. They are playing a little bit tight on the Long Beach side. Nice serve. Burton is roofed. Set right at the net. McKenzie turns to her and says, my fault. It's 3-3.
Burton did that last night. Every time she gets a tight set, she just tries to hit off it. And sometimes on a tight set, you've got to keep the ball in, but she just goes one speed, and that speed's back over on her side.
That time, Dahl in the middle goes up against the block. Hawaii kind of waiting to see where the ball would go. That's just too quick.
Well, it looks like the middle's the best part of the volleyball for both teams. They both are establishing it very early.
We are tied at 3. John Fink and Kathy Gregory. Proud to be with you here at Long Beach in the gold mine for the finals of the Northwest region.
I'm impressed with Hawaii. The way they're running their offense, they're running all play sets, and I tell you, they look very confident.
Good long serve. It's an ace. 3 Beach players stood there and let it drop, and you could see from here that thing was going to fall in.
Well, they're really not talking Long Beach. You're so used to them yelling on every play, but Hawaii's the more aggressive team.
Roof up front, Chase and Lovelace. 5-3 Hawaii.
Well, we know that Hawaii can block the ball, and that's one of their strengths, but Long Beach is tentative. Look at their faces right now.
Long Beach, the best hitting team in America coming into this match. Hawaii, right about number 18 in the country in blocking, and they're going to have to do that big time tonight to win this match. Prentice Perkins, long serve. She's a team leader in aces. Nice hit from Brooks. Well, Hawaii, the difference tonight. Now, last night Hawaii jumped off to a big lead, Kathy, against Pacific, and then it kind of fell apart. They didn't look as confident or as much better good with their passing.
Yes, but the passing's on position, and every hitter is really hitting with authority. They're not holding back.
Step out move, and there's Schwerm to get it. British Schwerm puts it down. Schwerm, all freshman in the Big West last year, second team all Big West this year.
And she really had a good year. She improved her passing. She's in great physical condition, and she has really contributed this year.
Shawnee Hayes, potential setter of the future for Long Beach, and Hawaii gets it right back.
I mean, this might be the best I've seen Hawaii's offense. You've seen them a little bit more, but right now they are passing, and they have so many options.
Well, the talk was if they could play like they did against Nitai-Dai, the Japanese team in Cal Poly, where they were going on all cylinders, they would be in the match. And as we've seen with Long Beach, when they get a little bit upset, when teams start playing good ball like Ohio State did, they seem to get very nervous.
Well, when your hitting is so good, then it gives you confidence to go back and other parts of her game. Look at Sarah Chase just unload. She tries to dive for that, but that's a great serve.
This Long Beach State team has played 100 games this year and won 91 of them. And Brian Gimolero in the post-game press conference last night said, I don't know how many people in America know, but we had only lost 8 games this year. And so when we lost a game to Ohio State, we started getting nervous.
Felt the pressure. And then tonight, too, knowing that they're expected to win.
Barry Anderson couldn't go up. She was back row.
But you don't want to give Danielle Scott a free shot at the middle. Crystal passes this ball over the net. An unforgivable error because you don't want to give it to the best player.
Atwood kept in play nicely by McKenzie, and then Scott whiffs. There's a ball she normally would just at least put into play.
I'm quite surprised. But you notice they're keeping Kenyatta in the back row because this has been so many rotations, they'll run out. So I think that's a good move. She's in the back court, and she's doing a good job of passing.
Well, Burton goes deep in the backcourt and it lands in, and Dahl will check back in for Prentice Perkins.
You know what Burton does that no other player, she can hit it in any position. She can start on the left, go to the middle, and with that great leaping ability, she's hard to stop also.
Not a great pass from Brandy Brooks. And Atwood goes long with it, and we all set up with a bad pass. It was not a tough serve, and Brandy Brooks just did not hit it up far enough.
I think she's a little disappointed in herself because she knows that's her responsibility. She really has to pass the ball on position.
They go right back at her. Again, she makes Carrie Anderson move, and Brooks from behind the 10-foot line with a bad pass. Good dig by Burton. Atwood, good dig in the back by Hayes. Burton drills it. You play long rallies with Long Beach, you're going to be in trouble.
Cannot go long rallies, but what Burton is taking advantage of is the fact that Carrie Anderson is outside, so she's facing cross, and then she hits right through the hole.
Scott serves into the net. That's at least 2 errors she's had in this game.
And I think at least 5 service errors in the first game for Long Beach. Hawaii's just got to seize the opportunity.
So we're tied at 6. Pass too close to the net, so McKenzie puts it over. And a touch was not called. Hawaii looking for the touch. No touch is called. Boy, I've never seen 6 Hawaii players all jump like that.
They are talking and they are really communicating. And that's what it takes. Get your best game when it counts the most.
Lovelace, nice move with her left hand. Couldn't do anything with her right hand.
Yelling through the net. That's the same Kenyatta I haven't seen.
Well, you know, she was very bummed last year. They didn't go to the playoffs, and the finals were in New Mexico, which is where she's from.
Well, she's making them pay now.
She wanted to go home for the finals. Tough pass that time from Schwerm. Burton doesn't get a full swing, but it's overpassed by Hawaii. Lundquist with the overpass.
You know, it's just a shame because Hawaii digs so many balls, but they dig them over the net. They could just dig them like 5 feet off. They'd have a chance to run their offense.
What would you say about that technique, Kathy, that's causing them to pass them too far?
Well, I just think they're not scooping the ball. They've got to scoop the ball off the net.
Lovelace, nice dink shot. Gets up. You got to respect her power.
Well,
She just pushes it over the top.
She's come ready to play, and she's using her shot, and they don't know how to defend her. But the most important, she looks confident, and she's ready to play. That's the most important thing.
It's a Long Beach State team that lost 3 starters from last year's team. It was a bad pass by Schwerm. She had some trouble last night on serve reception. Step out move, chase, goes cross court. McKenzie, nice bump set. And Schwerm keeps it in play. See what Hawaii can do. Lovelace puts it down. 7-6.
Well, this is the kind of storybook tale coming in off the bench your senior year. Can she lead them? I'll tell you right now, she is playing the best I've ever seen.
7-6. There's a good pass from Schwerm. Back row to Scott. She drills.
But that's what Long Beach has. No other team, when they're in trouble, take the pressure off the front court, go to your All-American, the best player, and she can hit behind the 3-meter line, and she hits straight down. A good try, though, on defense.
Punched over Lovelace. I don't know why she hit that one that deep. But Long Beach certainly takes advantage. It's about the 3rd time Hawaii has taken balls they should not be just popping over, and Long Beach will kill you with mistakes.
Exactly. And what happened is Kenyatta couldn't switch out. She was forced to play middle, so she had to block middle, and a giant hole between both of the blockers.
That ball served out. We're tied at 7.
Okay, now we definitely know Long Beach is feeling the pressure. They have not missed this many serves. Also, they have Carpenter in now because they're running out of their rotations and they don't want to waste a sub. So this is a good opportunity to serve her.
And it's an ace off of Burton again. What a great serve.
And what's interesting about that is Burton tried to cover Carpenter.
Right.
Really, that wasn't her ball, but I think because she knows that she has to help out, she stepped in front of her.
Well, Carpenter had a knee injury and didn't play much this week. They were going to see how long she could go. That ball not passed far, or not served far enough. Off the touch of the block and back over to Long Beach.
Well, it looks like Joy McKenzie's setting a little bit tight, so middle back on Hawaii is going to have to stay a little bit deeper. Youngest had a chance, but I think you have to play a little deeper right now.
Romero, Alicia Mills, and Hernandez, the 3 starters that are missing this year from Long Beach. Shows you how good this program is. You lose 2 All-Americans and a fire plug like Romero, and you're still one of the top teams in the country.
Shows you the kind of training that this program has. Now a little pressure on Kenyatta. She hasn't passed too much all year. Looks like they're serving her.
Andy Brooks outside. Nice hit down the line.
But Hawaii's really playing as a team. You notice Sarah Chase moved over to help on the pass, and that's what you have to do. Your teammates have to help out. Look at how she steps over to help, but the right side has been the best for Hawaii. Great shot deep in the corner.
Great shot right inside the antenna. Schwirm off Sarah Chase on a ball that might have been long.
Again, it looks like middle back. Sarah Chase, all of the center back are playing a little bit close. They got to play a little bit deeper.
We are not at 8. Good game number 1. Block, but out. Side out Hawaii.
Hawaii taking advantage of Joyce McKenzie in the front row. And give Carrie Anderson also a little credit. She's setting a smart set.
There's an error on Brandy Brooks' serve. Brandy Brooks led the team in aces last year. She's not even close this year. She's changed her style and really concentrating on getting the ball in, but last year she led Hawaii in aces. That's an overpass. 2 Hawaii players go for it, and then nobody goes for it. On a bad hit from Long Beach.
And I think Dave Shoji is really mad because, first of all, they served in the net when there's only 2 hitters, so Hawaii had the advantage, and then they let a ball go. You can't have that kind of effort.
Beach leads by 1. Let's check out tonight's 7-11 keys to the match. Kathy, for Hawaii.
Well, they definitely have to stop Michelle Burton because she killed him last time. She's a great explosive player. But the most important thing they need to do is they've got one of the best blocks, and they have got to stop them at the net, use their best weapon, the block.
And for Long Beach State,
they have to really serve the ball aggressively and then rely on their defense. They're one of the best defensive teams. They also have one of the best tempos, so they have to run a quick attack and try to tire out Hawaii.
Well, the serve's been pretty dismal so far for Long Beach State.
But Hawaii's offense is on all cylinders. They're running the middle, which is now opening up to the outside. And if Hawaii can serve aggressively, they have a chance to win this first game.
One number 1 seed went down early. Santa Barbara losing to Minnesota. Sorry, Kathy.
That's all right.
Another number 1 seed lost tonight. Texas losing to Florida.
Could be the third. That would be.
Number 1 and number 2 here. Number 1 and number 2 UCLA and BYU playing up the coast at John Wooden Center, and we'll get a final on that for you later tonight. Outside to Burton at the net, and she gets it back for the Beach.
And it's not that Hawaii doesn't have the opportunities. That time they got a great coverage, but Kenyatta didn't get an approach, so she had to give him a free ball. But give Long Beach the opportunity, and Burton gets the pull.
They will cut your throat. You give them that free ball. There's another bad pass, an easy play. Hawaii really shooting themselves in the foot here. This is some of the dilemma all year long. They just can't keep up the consistency. It is not Long Beach doing so much right now. Hawaii let a ball drop between them. They're shanking some passes, and they're not getting good runs. And there's another ball they didn't get a good swing at. So Long Beach has a chance. Blocked. There's a good pass. Now let's see what Hawaii does. Not hit well. 11-8. Lundqvist did not have a good run at it.
Well, it's all starting with the passing, and now Hawaii seems like they're getting a little tentative because the ball isn't passed. They just got to go up and aggressively hit.
There's a better hit. Lundqvist avoids the net. Oh, she did hit the net. She did hit the net, and the question was whether it came after the ball was dead, and Dave Shoji saying that ball was down.
We'll have a chance to see a really nice hit, and we can't see where the ball is right now.
Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, that went off the back row blocker and out of bounds, and to call that a net violation at that point is very tough.
Really tough
Dave
call.
Shoji is very unhappy. It's the 3rd time he's jumped up yelling at the refs.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is a score.
Hi, Santa here with KFC Hawaii's new holiday deals. Get 15 pieces of original recipe, or 36 hot wings, or 1.5 of the Colonel's Rotisserie Gold. Only $12.99 each. And KFC has $3 discount coupons for the new Willie K and Kapena CD a night before Christmas. So hurry to KFC Hawaii for your holiday deals. Wow, those elves were hungry.
Classic television. Hogan's Heroes.
Green Acres.
Arnold Ziff. Who played him? Nobody. He was the pig. Remember Family Affair?
Mr. French. I loved him.
Pete.
He was attractive.
Pete Link Jr. Okay, Ginger or Marianne?
Ginger was a bimbo.
Marianne. Marianne or Jeannie?
Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Jeannie.
Crisp, clean, classic.
Tonight's Chevron Series record, Hawaii leads the all-time series 18-10. They last met, of course, a couple of months ago in Hawaii in one of the worst losses of all time in terms of scoring for Hawaii, scoring a total of 16 points on the night. But folks, that 18-10 is very deceiving because Long Beach has won the last 9 in a row. 12-8. A couple of questionable calls. There's no question Ljungqvist went into the net, Kathy. We saw it on a break there. But the question was the ball off the blocker and down? And that's what Hawaii was claiming. Ljungqvist back to serve. It was her ponytail that hit the net. Good dig by Brooks, and then it's stuffed right back.
And that was an opportunity again for Hawaii. What's happened is Tracy Dahl is out of the game and Carpenter is playing for her. So as a result, sometimes they have to switch middle blockers because Carpenter isn't a middle blocker. Look at Britta Sherm. She's playing the middle now, normally a left side player. So Hawaii should have a good advantage here to side out.
Well, Hawaii has Burton and Scott in the back row. This is the opportunity for Hawaii to do something.
And not a legitimate middle blocker.
Dahl did not do very much effectively last night. She didn't hit a lot of balls. And now Carpenter's in. Schwerm gets it back. So it makes Long Beach so unbelievable.
Well, I think
whoever
Hawaii,
they bring in seems to do the job.
Hawaii should realize, though, that they're probably going to set Britta Sherm and not Carpenter and forget about her.
Carpenter now serving. And serving long. A player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's match for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaii and Tel will make a contribution for scholarships at the University of Hawaii. Kathy, one of our 7-11 keys was serving tough. Long Beach has not served tough in game number 1.
And right now, a good serve to Carpenter would be a key here.
And go deep, but Burton keeps it in. And Scott puts it down.
So what's valuable, what's about Danielle Scott is she can hit in any position. When they do a side out, they just move her to the left side. Look at how deep her approach is, but the arm swing, full extension. That's what you ask of a hitter.
Boy, Sarah Chase on an almost unhittable ball with a great hit.
That set was so low, but it shows you she has good timing, that she can adjust to a low set. She waits on the approach. She gets up early, but look at, she even bends her arm down low just to get it over the net.
She has had a phenomenal postseason so far with a great hitting night last night, and she was unbelievable against Wisconsin. Against Wisconsin, she had 17 kills and no errors.
They just can't stop.
A yellow card goes up against Dave Shoji. A little bit too much vocal. Dave Shoji thought that was a throw by Danielle Scott.
Well, I really think they let them get away because they're so tall. It looks like basketball out there, not volleyball.
Well, Danielle Scott, when the season's over, will go play basketball for Long Beach. Through the block, good dig by Burton, and Scott goes over the top. 13-8. I think the frustration of Hawaii not passing as well and some of these questionable calls got Dave Shoji a yellow card for arguing.
Yeah, well, they have the momentum on their side, and then they just let it get away. These are easy tips. They have 2 defenders up, but just can't reach the ball.
Let's explain that. A yellow card is a warning. After the yellow card comes the red card, at which point, depending on if you're serving or receiving, the other team either gets the side out or a point. There's a roof by Ljungqvist.
Very smart block by her. You've got to stop Danielle Scott right now in this rotation. A great block by Ljungqvist. And look at her yelling right now. That's the important thing. She's really talking to her players, but notice she's not fooled at all. Look at the good angle on that one-on-one block.
Randy Brooks pulling at her thumb and coming in to serve. Coming in right now for Carrie Anderson. Up front is Robin Amo. Now, we've seen this substitution before for blocking purposes, but she may be in to set for a while. We'll see. Danielle Scott goes up against absolutely no blocker that time.
Well, Danielle Scott has got the last 7 sets in a row, and I think she's going to get every set. Now she's in the back row. So.
Ljungqvist over the top, lift called on McKenzie. Long Beach State looking for a win tonight, Kathy. Would give them their 4th consecutive 30-win season.
But Hawaii's in a great rotation right now. Burton is forced to play middle. The set is going to go to her. I would cheat on Burton right now, forget Carpenter, and Hawaii's got a good chance to block here.
All right, let's see as Jocelyn Robbins comes in to serve. Hawaii putting everybody in. We have not seen Key Williams so far. All right, here comes Burton coming up, and instead McKenzie tries a dump. It doesn't work. Lovelace gets a point, 9-13.
And Hawaii really can take advantage of this. That situation, McKenzie got stuck in the middle. She had to block middle.
Casey Dahl not even standing up, she's sitting on the bench. Here they go to Burton as expected, and she's roofed. Robin Amo gets up big time with Ljungqvist, and that makes it 10-13.
I really believe this is a great rotation. They're going to either have to set Danielle Scott right now back row, but look at, she comes in to block a ball, and she does her job. Great form, getting way over the net.
So the freshman on the court now for Hawaii, Ljungqvist, Amo, and Robbins. Good serve. We're in the middle, Burton just pops it. Here's a free ball. Lovelace outside, blocked. Great dig by Amo, and they can't save it.
Oh.
Nobody else was there. Amo made a great dig.
Oh, that's one of the best saves I've seen. Did you see her just slide and scoop it off? But I think the rest of the team was surprised.
They gave up on it. I think they thought it was going to hit the floor.
I think so.
There's a good pass outside Lovelace. Miss hits it. McKenzie to Burton. Throws it where nobody is. Long Beach has such good peripheral vision. Their players so quickly, Kathy, can see where the openings are. They don't hit it hard sometimes.
And they can play the positions they're not even used to. Now, again, Burton is middle blocking in this rotation.
14-10, and Anderson comes back in for Amo. Dave showed you say, nice job, Robin. 14-10, Long Beach serving for game number 1. Anderson goes right outside left, off of the back row player Schwerm and out.
A nice hit by Kenyatta, and I think they're still in this match. What they'll need is a couple of tough serves. Danielle Scott is still in the back row. If they're going to make points, it's in this rotation. Another good move.
Here they go. Amo back up front for the block in the set, and Anderson takes a break. Ljungqvist serving. 10-14. In the middle, blocked, and Schwerm going for a ball that Scott would have gotten. Well, it's 11-14.
Hawaii is doing everything that they said they had to do. They have to block her point, and now that's the second consecutive for a point. And look at now Brian calling out the play. He's very panicked. It's either going to go to Burton or Danielle Scott, I think.
Scott's in the back again. Serve goes to Schwerm. Here's Burton on the outside. Knocked over, free ball for Burton. Nice dig by Brooks on Mo. Lovelace, he's blocked. They go right back to Kenyatta. Now there's McKenzie, here's a free ball. Carpenter is blocked. A lift is called. That time Hawaii got the call. Chrissy Sether is called for the lift. Jim Alero calls timeout. It's 12-14, it's not over in game 1. If you're a Hawaii fan, they certainly have been the naughty Niners. Long Beach State versus Hawaii, Kathy, over the past 5 years. This year they beat them 3-1 and 3-0. In 92 they beat them twice. And look at 91, 90, and 89. They knocked Hawaii out of the NCAA tournament. Hawaii's only wins, they won once in 90, and they won twice back in 89 before losing in the NCAA regional.
Well, a victory here would erase all those. That's the most important thing.
You can throw out any records going into a match. Right now, Hawaii at 12-14. Here's a free ball on the bad set. Randy Brooks outside to Lovelace. She is roofed. I believe Hawaii went to the well one time too many on that left side.
Completely. And what's disappointing about it, again, Sether blocked middle that time with Burton. Again, not in her position.
Of course, that was the backup setter, Brandy Brooks, who had to set that ball. Here they go, Lovelace left side again. She doesn't get a full hit on the ball. Here's Carpenter. She goes long. It was not touched. It's back over to Hawaii.
Well, Hawaii's still in there, and they're still in a very good rotation. They've got Burton and Scott both in the back row. If they're to score points, it's got to be in this position.
Anderson comes back in. Hawaii, for a moment, they had 3 back row freshmen in Ljungqvist, Robbins, and Amo, and now Anderson back in.
I'd stack right now on British Sherman, follow her.
Schwerm with a good pass this time. Here's Scott from behind the 10-foot line. It lands in.
And what's so hard is just she broad jumps. In order to be a good back row player, you have to have the ability to broad jump, and she does it the best.
So Hawaii stages a mini rally. They got to hold one more time now. They'll have to return the serve and put it down, because you know Long Beach will go to Scott if they don't. Step out move, chase. Here's the dig. Oh, they don't go to Scott, because Scott went for the dig. Brooks, nice hit for Brandy Brooks to get it back. A lot of the Hawaii players have their parents here. The Brookses are here. Sarah Chase's family's here.
And they have to play well, but this is a great one. A game is on the line. Can you prevent a victory? Look at that. Nice hit deep down the line. The corners are open on Long Beach State.
12-14. Big serve for Lovelace. Here comes Scott as expected. It's dug, but no. Hawaii had a chance, just couldn't get the dig up.
I think Hawaii just has to realize if they can convert those digs, keep them off the net, have a chance for attack, they can stay in this match.
Sether, the only senior left from the '89 championship team. Sat out for years, so she had an extra year. There's a ball blocked. It lands outside the line. Good move by Brandy Brooks. She almost went for that ball.
Did you notice her? She's watching, and probably praying, please don't go in.
She's Hawaii's leading scholar athlete. She showed some intelligence letting that ball go. 12-14. Here's Chase now, trying to get Hawaii back to within one. Schwerm. Hits it in.
Again, the same problem with Hawaii. Carrie Anderson always comes up and plays for the tip, and center back doesn't rotate to the line.
Nice hit by Schwerm that time. She'll go back to serve for game one. Good pass by Brooks. Atwood is Root once again on the left side. It's too far for her to do anything with. She goes right into the block. It's 12-15. Long Beach wins game number one, but Hawaii hung tough. Tonight's Budweiser Bud Fact. Well, the Big West has produced numerous NCAA champions. You can see in '89 it was Long Beach State. In '87 Hawaii won a title. '86 and '85 Pacific. And '83 and '82 it was Hawaii. I would say in the '80s the Big West dominated the NCAA championships.
You can see they've won the most championships, and they also have the most All-Americans. So it really shows you that this is an elite conference.
Absolutely. Some numbers from the first game. Danielle Scott with 13 kills, hitting .588 out of 17 swings.
13 in one game now. That's got to be a record.
Unbelievable. 13 kills. If she keeps doing that per game. Remember now, she leads the country in hitting.
She'll set an NCAA record.
She's going to set an NCAA record if she hits above .420 for the next couple of matches if she stays in the tournament. How about Britta Schwerm, though? 7 kills, no errors, 8 swings.
Well too.
She hits .875. And Burton, 5 kills out of 16 attempts. She hits about .300.
Yeah, she didn't hit as well. I really think you give
For
the credit
Hawaii,
to Danielle Scott.
Brandy Brooks, a good first game. 4 kills, no errors, and 6 attempts. Sarah Chase picking up just where she left off. 5 kills and only 1 error. And the enigma for Hawaii, which she was last night, Angelica Ljungqvist. 4 kills, 3 errors, 8 attempts, hits only .125. And that partially is because she had some bad sets in the middle that she couldn't do much with.
Low.
Kathy, I got to ask you as a coach, I realize the easiest and relatively safest play in volleyball is that outside left set, but it seems to me that that's where Hawaii goes in the clutch a little bit too much.
I think that the ball's off position. They have to go to a high 2 set in the middle to the middle blocker, or they really have to develop their back row. You have to give more options. There's too much pressure on the left side to get that ball.
And the step out move we just saw there was not used at all during those last few points, but Hawaii stayed with Long Beach. Long Beach is definitely not, quote, on their game tonight.
Hawaii really could beat Long Beach tonight.
There's the ball, hits the net, and nobody moves for it on the Hawaii team.
You know, it's amazing. Hawaii plays the power ball so well, but the dink, the off speed, the roll shot, and they hesitate.
Sarah Chase with a step out, so back-to-back step out moves.
I would really run the right side against Long Beach right now. It's been the most effective, and Sarah Chase, even with low sets, she's doing a great job of siding out.
By the way, Lovelace also hit .333 in that game.
See, I think that's a throw, too. I mean, Dave didn't call on that, but I mean, he just let them get away with it. It just looks like her wrist breaks the plane of the net on that.
Let's take a look at it. Now,
But
you
when
will see it in slow motion.
When you're the best player, look at that. Look, she just looks like, well, I don't know. It looks like she's jamming it down.
Now, she is a basketball player, so. Burton off the block and gets the point.
And now Hawaii looks a little tentative on defense right now. The block is going up a little bit too early.
Correction, point, Long Beach.
1-0 Long Beach State leads. We're in game 2. John Fink and Kathy Gregory at the finals of the Northwest Regional. And an out serve for the Beach.
I think this is where Hawaii has to really just try to stay in the game, talk a little bit, take advantage of some of the rotations of Long Beach.
Well, since she's been so hot in postseason, I would certainly find a way to use Sarah Chase. She also had 4 blocks in that first game.
And there was a good move, a 3-man block up on Danielle Scott.
Great dig by Shawnee Hayes to keep a ball alive. Free ball. If they get a good pass, they should do something with it. Step out to Chase. You knew as soon as I said she doesn't make errors.
I know it.
There she
but
goes.
that time the set was a little bit low, and she tried to hit that one. Possibly that one you tip. But now we see Tracy Dahl is back in the game, and quite surprising. I think they ran out of substitutions, and that's why she was taken out and Carpenter was put in.
Atwood, that time on the left side, she puts it down over the block. Long Beach State got a 3-0 lead. Looked like they were rolling in game 1, but Hawaii came back.
And this time on the left side, she adjusts and gets to the inside set, but she's still able to hit that ball down the line.
Sarah Chase second on Hawaii in aces to Yunquist. Lovelace, nice dig. And a roof up against Atwood on the outside.
You know, it just seems when Hawaii digs the ball, the left side doesn't get a good approach. They sort of watch the ball being dug. You have to really get outside. She gets, but it's just like a 2-step. She really needs like a 4-step, more aggressive approach.
Yunquist puts one down and jumps up.
Yunquist was clapping her hand, then she saw the ball was in play. She said, I better get back over there and block the middle.
I'll tell you a quick story. There were about 5 balls like that Long Beach
Really?
made great defensive plays, and Hawaii players were starting to slap each other's hands.
Too early.
And they got burned in Hawaii. That time, there's an emphatic way to end that point.
But this is a good blocking rotation for Hawaii, and that's what you have to do. Take advantage of this rotation. You get a good seal of block. Look at how far her forearms are way over the net.
Off the block, and Brandy Brooks just can't get there.
She's made a good effort. It's just a tough ball once you move in to backtrack, and you have to really have good starting action to go backwards.
Terrible pass from Lovelace, and a ball lands and nobody's there. So Long Beach didn't hit it very well, but Hawaii just froze.
Well, this is really Long Beach's strength. They like to serve the deep line. Kenyatta hasn't passed a lot all year. Now she's moving up and see if Sarah Chase is going to help a little bit, and this has been their problem.
Bad pass by Lovelace again, and guess what? This is bad beach volleyball. That's what that was, wasn't it?
You can tell Tracy Dahl is a little tentative. She didn't pass that ball. She yelled at the setter. The middle blocker has to pass it first. Here is a free ball. Who's going to take it? But nobody wants it.
How many times a year you think you'll see that happen? Step out move to Yunquist off the blocker. Net violation called on Long Beach.
Long Beach State on the net, point, Hawaii.
That was Dahl in the net. 2-2. Schwirm with a big hit.
Well, Schwirm really is having one of her best matches. She's matched up with Anderson, so it looks like they're going to set her a lot outside. She really has improved her jump. Look at the physical ability. Again, there's so many holes in the block.
Scott's back up front. Good serve right over the top of the net. Youngquist goes down the line and out.
And that was a nice set by Carrie Anderson. She just hit it a little bit too wide.
3-2 Long Beach. Game number 2. Prentice Perkins with a deep serve. Good pass. That one's hit long. Unforced errors. 4-2.
Well, I tell you, Kenyatta is starting to make some errors. You wonder if you think they'll use Key Williams tonight? Does it look?
Oh, I do. You don't save anybody at this point in the season. And even though her leg may be bothering her a little bit, you gotta believe Kenyatta, if she makes more mistakes, will be substituted.
She's at the end of the bench right now. I would thought maybe she might be warming up a little bit.
4. Schwerm again.
Well, British Sherm is really putting on a clinic on how to be an outside hitter. You have to have all the shots. First you go cross-court, and then as the block starts to take that, actually he hits even a sharper ball.
Scott, and there's no blocker home.
Well, I think Danielle Scott is saying to herself, I'd like to break one more record on my last home game, so keep pumping me the ball, and that's what a hitter has to do, demand the set, and I think Mackenzie realizes with so much on the line, she's going to get a lot of sets.
Back set Scott from all the way out. What a hit by Danielle Scott. What a hit. She ran 1.5 miles to get to that ball.
Well, actually, she's got pretty long legs. She only had to take 2 steps, but that's the advantage. She can get to any set.
There you see an imposing statistic. 26 of their 29 wins, the 49ers have swept the opposition. And timeout is called by Hawaii. It is 6-2 Long Beach State.
Getting to your flight can be an epic struggle. Unless you're flying Aloha Airlines, the only airline that offers drive-through check-in, where they take your ticket, check your bags, and then check you in, all on the 4th floor of Inter-Island parking. So from now on, you'll be sure to leave on a good note.
Here's the final Avka Tachikara poll, and here's where everybody ranks. Now watch what happens, folks. Let's show you the incredible race. Here are the final 8 teams in the tournament. Of course, Florida, you can see, upset Texas. Penn State beat Notre Dame. You've got Hawaii and Long Beach State. And UCLA, at the current moment, trails BYU 2-0.
And that would be quite an upset at UCLA.
A lot of people wondering if BYU is for real. They lost 3-2 to UCLA when they played a couple of weeks ago. And they lost once to Hawaii this year. They're only 2 losses, and they're looking good tonight at UCLA. Hawaii gets the side out, but it goes right back over to Danielle Scott.
Hawaii just cannot get the timing on the slide. They really have to seal the line and try and dig the cross court. That time they didn't.
Good serve by Schwerm. There's a nice little hit. Sarah Chase has taken more offset balls that really weren't where she wanted them.
I think she's done just an outstanding
and
job.
good
And
things.
just, she tips the bad ball, and she keeps the other ball in play, and she's just really playing smart.
Stephanie Shota, one of the 3 seniors on Hawaii. Her parents are here too from Hawaii. Mackenzie with a dump off of Atwood.
And really, again, Hawaii can only blame themselves. They've had opportunities. There's a one-on-one with the setter, and again, it's just timing.
Oh, with a heavily taped hand.
I think Long Beach leads in the tape. They used to tape all of their fingers. Now they don't do that.
Well, Chase at an impossible angle, doesn't get enough of that ball. And Dahl is blocked. That time up front, Brooks and Atwood getting the roof.
Well, at least they're reading the middle, and I do think that Tracy Dahl looks very tentative, and I think that's a good block to key on her.
Chase takes her time and serves it out. Long Beach State, you saw, ranked number 3 in the country. They were number 3 in the country last year. In 1991, they were number 2. This program has come a long way with Brian Gimolero at the helm. There's a Side out back for Ljungqvist.
Well, Hawaii really starting to pass the ball really close to the net, and Carrie Anderson is doing a good job. You've got to get that middle going. But they're serving.
Cardinal sin. Don't serve 2 out in a row.
Especially when Danielle Scott is in the back row.
Burton serves, not a good pass. It's kept alive by Hawaii. Not for long. Oh, what a set by Joy McKenzie.
I mean, her hands were below. She bent down. That shows you the confidence that she has. And I think she's trying to get Tracy Dahl. Look at this play. She goes all the way down to the ground. A great hit by Tracy Dahl.
Carrie Anderson, kind of a pseudo dump.
She sort of just snuck that ball. The setters have been golden on the tips. I don't think anyone expects the setter to be able to sneak the ball by the big block, but look at, she just gives it the little tap.
That's all it takes, and now coming into the match.
Good
Could
move.
she be the impact player? We knew she'd get in. Key
You
Williams.
called that, John.
Well, up front now, you got Williams and Ljungqvist. Let's see if they do the block. They do get a piece of that one. Brooks. Overpasses. Brandy Brooks had a ball she should have put in better position, and she passed it too close to the net.
It just seems like Hawaii has difficulty with the joust. The ball at the net, and just, again, how to scoop that ball back off the net so they give their players really a chance to hit it over.
(7-2) now, Long Beach. Prentice Perkins. There's a good pass from Brooks. And a step-out move, and it lands wide. Ljungqvist misses again.
Ljungqvist is just trying to go too much down the line, don't you think, John?
Well,
now
she's
hit 2 out. I think, try to move the ball inside a little more.
She did not have good matches against Long Beach State in Hawaii. She may be pressing a bit. Key Williams gets a bad set. And Scott whiffs. Sometimes she's human.
I don't know what that was, like a fling. She tried to fling that over, but even the best players can make mistakes.
2-8. Hawaii needs points. There's a roof, but it goes out. Back over to Long Beach State. Hawaii just can't score.
It was really a good block, but she was facing a little bit out of bounds. Carrie Anderson was hoping that it hit her on the way out, but it didn't.
Johnny Hayes from Crystal Atwood's hometown and high school, Miracosta in Manhattan Beach, right up the coast from Long Beach.
She serves her teammate.
Key Williams gets her first good swing, and the crowd kind of hushes on that.
Really, that was a nice swing. They set her a little bit off the net, and I think that's the best set for Key. The first play, don't set her tight. Look at, she's getting up pretty high. Good arm swing.
And there's a roof with Brooks and Chase.
Well, this is a good rotation. Look at the blocking. All of them over 6 feet, all aggressive. And if they're going to score points, it's in this good rotation. Look at this block way over the net. There's no hole on that block.
Down the line goes Scott. She goes out. 4-8.
And Carrie Anderson having a good serve. That's all you ask for, a tough serve when you have a good blocking front row.
Left-handed hit by Scott.
Now, I don't know many players that could take a tight set, very tight, and hit it with their left hand. We've been lucky most players to hit it with their right hand. Look at this play, a little bit tight. How does she adjust and get that arm swing?
I don't know. Yeah, good hit that time for Atwood.
Oh, and that will really help Hawaii if they can have that back row when the ball's passed off position. A nice swing by Crystal Atwood.
Ryan Gimolero singing Christmas carols to referee Leslie Allward. Thought there was a lift on Brandy Brooks. Good serve by Key Williams. Overpassed, but Atwood can't take advantage. Here's another free ball. Again, she can't take advantage. Here she's got another swing. Now she dumps it. And now Long Beach comes back, and Scott is roofed. But a great dig by McKenzie. And a good dig by Ljungqvist. Oh, great defense on this play. Key Williams with a dig. Oh, the winner of this point is going to have some great momentum, Kathy. Here comes Atwood again. Cross court and wide. Net violation is being called. Tana Martin calls it off the net, and Hawaii will get the point.
Well, what a shot in the arm. That's what Hawaii needs to do. Win the long rallies, even if it's with the help of the net.
That was an amazing
That
point.
was probably the best point.
Crystal Atwood had 2 free balls, and the rule again, the
Yes.
John Fink rule. You tell me,
it's true.
you got to put a free
You've
ball
got
away
to,
or pass
yes,
it.
pass it.
All right, so she takes her
Or
third
with the
swing.
one-hand block, you've got to hit it.
That's right. So she takes her third swing, tries to adjust it, and hits it out, but Long Beach hits the net, and suddenly it's 5-8. Good serve again by Key Williams. Michelle Burton, this time she goes past the block. Tracy Dahl will check back in up front for Prentice Perkins. Stephanie Shota will come in for Key. He got a couple of points, so he's sneaking back into game 2.
Well, he's worried about the passing right now. I think it's really a good sub. You have to stabilize the passing.
This year, Stephanie Shota has played a lot of back row for Key, but Key's serving has gotten so good, Dave Shoji has left her in to serve.
I think that's smart. But Sarah Chase is keeping them offensively into that with that backslide.
5-8. Game 2. Long Beach won the first game 15-12. Off the net that was dumped over by McKenzie.
Well,
nobody could get over.
It's just amazing all the tips that are going down. When the setter's tight, you always have to look for the tip, but they're looking for it, but they can't bring the ball up in the air.
Eight 5. Long Beach State leads game number 2. Winner to play Florida in the semifinals of the national championship matches next week at Madison. Nice hit by Brandy Brooks.
The right side really has been the best thing for Hawaii because Long Beach can't set up their defense as well, and they just need to get high. She makes a good approach. Notice how she waits for the ball, but again, off the net so she can see the blockers.
Burton jams it down and in.
But that's what Long Beach can do. You make a good play, and they come back and they make a better play.
A serve. Brooks thought it was out. Lets it go. Judgment call.
Really
9-5.
that was really a great serve.
Another good serve. This time Brooks, good pass. Yunquist, step out move. That's been Hawaii's most effective offensive play.
It's the best play all night. And that time she adjusted. You notice she didn't go line. She said, hey, twice out, I better go cross court.
Key Williams comes back in up front for Shota. And Jocelyn Robbins comes in the back for Crystal Atwood. Real game of cat and mouse, Kathy. You got to think, how many subs have I used
you
up?
really have to
because
wait
how long
sometimes.
is this rotation going?
These have been 2 really long games.
There's a ball that, again, the back row just doesn't get after the touch.
Allison Carpenter enters game 2, replacing Tracy Dahl. Carpenter serving.
Look at Brian Sherman was yelling at Tracy Dahl as she came out of the game.
Key Williams did not take a swing at that ball, and Danielle Scott doesn't swing at that one. Back set, Yunquist. In the back row this time. A lot of balls just being hit over, but not hard. Look at that one. That's hit out. Wow. A lot of sloppiness there, Kathy, and there's a lot of opportunities no one took.
That's what's amazing, but I think, again, that's an example of pressure. You're a little anxious. Everybody's running under the ball.
Well, and again, sometimes you think, no, I don't want to make a mistake.
No, that's exactly right. Oh, great
serve by Yunquist. Remember Dave Shoji said he was upset his team last night was not aggressive more often.
And really, that's the serve, the easiest way to get the point. And again, nice toss, but the most important, look at how it drops. They can't get a step.
Outside Scott, through the block. 6-9, 9-6 now. Earlier this season when Long Beach State beat Hawaii, Dave Shoji didn't think his team concentrated at times.
Well, I don't think anyone is concentrating on the tip. This is the most setter, tips, dumps, whatever you want to call it, but nobody can pick one up.
Well, and Carrie Anderson usually gets maybe one a match. She's already had
She's a
2
career,
or 3
career
at least.
tipping.
Great swing by Britta Schwerm. Right now, for me, she has been the most valuable player for the 49ers. She had no errors in game 1. This is just a great hit, Kathy.
Well, it just shows her versatility. A left side player coming all the way across and hitting around Sarah Chase.
And the blockers were not close enough to put up a little goalpost action there. She goes right down the middle.
There's a lot of field goals here tonight.
Yep. Cross-court serve and a tough one. Key Williams off the block. Nice set to Brandy Brooks. Blocked but out.
And they're yelling about that set, but I didn't think there was anything the matter with that set. John, what'd you think?
I thought it was all right. Brian Jimlo just kind of looking. Just looking, not questioning it, so. 9-6. Key Williams serves it into the net. She just let up too much on that one, and now Danielle Scott goes back to serve. Brian Jimlero tells him where he wants to serve. Right at Sarah Chase. Robbins in the front row. Again, Jocelyn Robbins gets the kill. And I'll tell you something about Jocelyn Robbins. She is a pepper out there. She wants to show Dave Shoji she deserves time up front.
And I think it's a great move by him to have the confidence in a freshman. But look at this. She has great jumping ability. Again, hitting the hole in the block.
She is in for Crystal Atwood.
And I think, Dave, you've got to give him a lot of credit. He's taking a lot of chances, and that's what you have to do. Have the kind of confidence in your players. But the serving, it's killing them.
You cannot serve balls into the net. You just cannot when you start getting momentum back.
That's what we call the big rally killer.
There's serving tough, and there's serving what I would call smart. And when you make a service error, you've got to come back the next time and at least get it on the court.
Right.
Chase, though, comes back with a good pass. Chance for Long Beach. Burton just drills it. 10-6.
What Long Beach has that no other team has, they can hit in every position.
Dave Shoji calls timeout because this play puts him down by 4. It's 10-6, the Beach.
And Burton just getting up way high.
Here's how we got to where we are. Long Beach State beat George Washington. Ohio State beat Idaho. Pacific over Florida State, and Hawaii beat Wisconsin. And then, of course, last night, Long Beach State beat a very tough Ohio State team, and Hawaii beat Pacific. So we're into the finals of the Northwest region, where it's 10-6 in Game 2. Long Beach State leading Hawaii. Ball served out by Joy McKenzie.
Well, that's the purpose of a timeout. Let's see if Hawaii can do something with it. Just get their serving going.
Brandy Brooks has got to get the ball in the court now, and she does. Oh, not a good pass. And it's a free ball for Hawaii. Step out to Youngquist, partially blocked. Key Williams. Brian Jimolero screaming about that one. And Long Beach State gets the side out. And Long Beach State, 4 players jumped off the bench too, screaming about what they thought was a lift on Key Williams.
I think that one was a lift, and that's a legitimate call. But look at Brian. I thought he was going to run out of the court. But they make the big play. They block it.
Dave Shoji kind of pointing over there going, what about a card?
Yeah,
Doesn't he get a card for that?
Brian gets away with running out all the time. I think that's a good call by Dave.
Well, he wants consistency. Jocelyn Robbins, good dig by Burton. Brandy Brooks, too much on the pass. Brandy Brooks with an easy ball, Kathy, and she just tried to put it right to the center, and it was not a good pass. It's 11-6.
Well, I tell you, you want to try to get the ball up to the net. The setter's in the front row, but you know you've got to have ball control. Keep it a little bit off.
There was communication. There was some talking out there, but no one went for the ball.
This is a tough serve reception. I'm glad he's moving them a little bit over. Before they were blocking each other. He just really didn't call for that ball.
This time Sarah Chase steps in front of Brandy Brooks. Not a great pass. Brooks behind the 10-foot line. Here's a chance for Long Beach. Carpenter drills it. 13-6. Crystal Atwood's going to check back in now for Jocelyn Robbins, why just trying to slow it down. Long Beach State players running off the court. They thought it was a timeout. Just a substitution. 13-6. Atwood back in, off the block though. Too close to the net that time for Carpenter, and it's back to Hawaii.
Hawaii just has to stabilize their passing right now and get back into a rhythm. They're a little bit out of it. Long Beach is playing a little bit on emotion and taking advantage of it.
And Hawaii, I believe, is making their last substitution. I believe this is substitution number 12. I think they are now what we call locked out.
That's it. Whoever's out there is playing no matter what.
If you're a Hawaii fan, the one thing you want to take a look at now, not one senior on the court for Hawaii.
What they'd like now is just to get a side out right here. But Danielle Scott comes up with a big play every time they need it.
Lee Williams' roof tried to go in the cross court. 14-6. Question about Key's leg bothering her, maybe not giving her full extension on the jumps. That time she was blocked at the net. Long Beach State serving for game number 2. Carpenter serves it deep and long.
Well, that doesn't give you a shot in the arm. When someone serves it out at game point, that's got to pump you up.
Well, Kathy, no matter what happens, well, I guess Hawaii does have another substitution. Robin Amo comes in. Like, I think what happened is Crystal Atwood might get locked out now, but we'll see.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think that's the third time.
One thing you've got to say is Hawaii, if they can pick it up a level, Long Beach State looks very human tonight.
Oh, yes. If Hawaii didn't have so many forced errors on the serving and all those digs, if they could have converted them, they'd be in this game.
6-14. They want to stay in it right now with a serve by Youngquist. Good dig by Robbins. Key Williams off the touch, and it's 7-14.
And again, I think that's the set. You've got to keep Key off the net. Then she doesn't get blocked, and she goes for high hands.
7-14. Brian Gimilero arguing about that. That was pretty obvious. The linesman called it right away. He might have been calling that he thought Key might have lifted it again. Key left-handed tips it right into Sether. And it's back to Long Beach.
That's not her fault. That's too tight and no approach. Again, you can understand that if that's a mistake. She hasn't been in the game, set her way too tight.
14-7. Long Beach second chance to end game number 2. Amo outside to Key Williams. Off the block. Here's Burton. Free ball. Youngquist calls off her teammates. Here's a chance for Long Beach. Schwerm. Back to Key outside again. Roop. Here's tonight's Kilgo's match sketch. First of all, swarming Schwerm, as I call it. Britta Schwerm has been all over the court, Kathy. She's had a wonderful match so far for Long Beach State. Also, we've had a bunch of long rallies, and those are always key in a match in terms of momentum. And if you're going to beat Long Beach in their home court or really anywhere, you got to win the long rallies. Long Beach State certainly has won more of the longer rallies. And finally, we thought Hawaii's blocking would be very important. It's been Long Beach's blocking, certainly toward the end of game 2, which put them over the top.
Well, Hawaii had blocked for some points, but whenever they had the long rally, they went to the outside, and that's where Hawaii had some problems. But give Long Beach the credit. Sometimes Britta Schwerm had to play middle. Burton played middle. They made adjustments to really compensate for their blocking, but I still feel if Hawaii can get back into this game, they have a chance. They're right there. They just can't, like I said, dig the balls and convert.
You know, the other thing that's interesting, going to the outside might not be a bad move, but when your setter sets her feet where it's obvious she's going to the outside, and when she puts the ball up about 12 feet in the air, it gives the block plenty of time to get in shape. And Long Beach State is one of the quickest and best athletic teams in the country. You give them an opportunity to put a block up, even if it's not their best blockers, they will get over there.
Right. And what happened on the last play when Key Williams was blocked, McKenzie was in the middle, Scott was outside, and guess who blocked the ball? It was Scott. She didn't hit middle. And that's where somebody behind has to say, McKenzie's in the middle, hit cross court.
Let's check tonight's Bank of America scoreboard. We've got a couple of volleyball scores for you. First of all, Penn State winning over Notre Dame. That was yesterday in the Mid-East Regional. And tonight in Austin, Texas. Now check it out. Florida wins 2. Then Texas wins 2. And then Florida comes back in the rally scoring in front of the Texas fans. And Florida goes to the Final Four. Also today in the NFL, there's a hockey score for you in the NFL. The exciting NFL. The Jets beat the Washington Redskins 3-0.
Ooh,
yeah.
a sleeper.
And how about this one? The 49ers were ahead in that game 24-7 in the fourth quarter. And Atlanta, as they do over and over again in Atlanta, comes back, takes advantage of 2 big fumbles by the 49ers special teams, and wins with a field goal.
What a comeback. I watched that game. I was on the edge of the bed watching that.
We enter game 3. Give you some quick numbers on Hawaii. Brandy Brooks, 6 kills, no errors in 10 attempts. She's hitting .600. Crystal Atwood on the bench hitting .174. That is why I guarantee you she's out for now. Yoonquist still struggling at .222. Chase at .412. And Lovelace. So 9 kills for Lovelace as she's at .273. 9 for Yoonquist, 9 for Chase. On the other side of the net, Scott with 20 kills. She's hitting .438. That's just about her average, though. That's no special night.
Can't really stop her.
But the key for me again, Schwerm, she's hitting .632, 13 kills and 1 error. What a night for her. Burton hitting .333, 11 kills. So it's Scott with 20 kills, Schwerm with 13, and Burton with 11. Schwerm was not a real factor last night. McKenzie also has 4 blocks, Kathy, so you talk about McKenzie being up there at the net. She really is.
Again, Brandy Brooks tries to set a quick set to Sarah Chase. In that case, maybe just put the ball up in the air.
Long Beach State 1 game away from going back to the Final Four for the 4th time in 5 years.
And then Hawaii is showing me that they can also hit some different sets. That time, Brandy Brooks hitting middle, and that's the best option.
1-0 Hawaii. Britta Schwerm making it look easy, going way outside on the right.
I think Britta Schwerm is saying to herself, look at Danielle Scott's graduating next year. I'm the one that's going to have to be getting 30 or 40 sets. Look at this step out. They cannot stop it because Danielle Scott's the best fake right in front of her.
Nice dig by Shota. That was almost an ace. Burton, boy, when she gets that 3-step run up, she is almost unstoppable.
She gets so far back, but the best about that, Brian Gimelero is yelling, reach, and did she reach? The set is high, but look at that vertical jump. That's over 30 inches.
Schwerm with a dig. Danielle Scott, there's a basketball player
Now there's
for you.
a play.
That is a basketball play. She just swatted like a shot rejection.
And it looks like she's on her way down. What athletic ability. Look at that. She's on her way back and pokes it back. That's an unbelievable play.
Back set to Youngquist, who drills it. Remember, a player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's match for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaii Intel will make a contribution for scholarships at the University of Hawaii.
Substitution for Hawaii, number 11, Robin Amo, enters game 3, replacing Terry Anderson.
Amo now comes in for Anderson. See how long she stays in. Hawaii certainly wants her to block and dig up front. She gets a piece of that one from Burton, but it lands on Hawaii's side.
Well, you can see why he made that sub. They want to stop that 3 set, and Burton's right in front, and a good move, but she didn't get way over the net.
You know, the other thing about Scott's presence and the fact that she'll graduate, you mentioned Britta Schwerm saying, hey, I'm out here too. When Scott leaves, it also creates a big hole in terms of you don't have to always be worried about where she is on the court.
And the intimidation factor. The other players are going to have to become independent players.
This time Danielle Scott serves the ball, and Hawaii decides they don't want to touch it. Sarah Chase into Brandy Brooks' face. Shota with a set that time. Youngquist dumps it. Brooks to Atwood. Brian Gimelero even knew that one was going outside. Time, one of the rare opportunities for Joy McKenzie to swing away a setter's dream, and it became a nightmare.
You're so right, and that's the worst insult. If the middle blocker doesn't block that and lets a little shortcake setter like that get it by you, that's impossible.
McKenzie had 3 kills tonight. That time she was denied. Dumped by McKenzie, and Key Williams leaping up, gets it in the arm, but it goes back to Long Beach.
Well, McKenzie says maybe I can't hit it over, so I might as well stick with the tip. It's been working all night.
Key Williams off the block, catching play, great play by Schwerm. And Burton gets it on the tape and over the net. That part was pretty lucky, but what a play by Schwerm.
That's when you ask yourself, oh, look at that effort. Is that 100%? And now the set's tight. I think somebody upstairs is giving them a little extra help tonight.
What a play by the 49ers and that young lady. Long Beach State has now won 13 straight matches, and they'd swept 11 of those matches in a row until Ohio State got a game last night. Last game they lost was in Hawaii. This time, Brian Gimlero moves out of the way as his player runs toward the bench. I don't know, at that point I might grab her and say forget it so she doesn't hurt herself.
Are you kidding? This is Brian Gimlero we're talking about.
1-4. Dahl comes back in the middle. So many weapons.
Well, that's the thing. You try and stop someone and then someone else. Dahl wasn't doing anything. Now she's back into the flow. But that's what confidence can do. When everybody's hitting, look at this combination play.
Amo jumps up and gets a piece of a free ball for Dahl. Nice play by Robin. Outside set for Key. She hits it long. Had an opportunity. The set was there.
And really, that was a nice set. She took a tight pass and jumps at it, but again, she's running under the ball.
And she just said to her sub, you saw her there saying, just calm down. Terrible pass that time. Easy point for Long Beach.
Well, Long Beach really has picked up their serving. Those are the high risers, and they're not side passing those.
Dave Shoji's got to call time. This one is slipping away, and if this one slips away, the season's over. It's 6-1 Long Beach. The NCAA championship 11 years strong. Now here are all the champions and the runners-up. All the teams in white are teams from the Big West. So they've won it. They've won it 6 times, Kathy. They've been runner-up 3 times. If you look at that carefully, what's interesting, only twice in the history of the tournament have non-California or Hawaii teams been in the final 2. Texas winning 1 year and Nebraska coming in second.
That's what we like to see here in California and Hawaii.
6-1 Long Beach trying to end the match. Ball lands out. Dahl hits it wide. Oh, now they're calling a touch on Hawaii. No argument. 7-1. Key Williams blocked again. Just can't get it past Long Beach's block. 8-1. This has been happening now 3 matches in a row against SC, Wisconsin, and Pacific. Key Williams has been taken out because she just has not been able to put the ball through the block.
Also, I think Robin is hesitant to set the middle. She thinks with Key in there, she's got to go outside, and it's a tough situation.
8-1 now. Overpass by Hawaii, but Robin Amo makes something happen out of it. Good leaping ability and some strength at the net.
I really think when she develops her personality and leadership skills, she has all the physical. It's just the, the mental part and the leadership that needs to develop.
Good ace serve by Amo. She grabs her forehead like, I can't believe that one snuck over.
She's so happy because if that goes in the net, she knows somebody's going to yell at her. And she watches it, and oh, a great drop serve.
2-8, she goes back to the same spot, a little bit deeper. Good pass from Robbins. Under the net goes Jocelyn Robbins on a good diving effort.
But at least
they're trying to Long Beach.
They're at least trying to cover. And I think, again, the timing is a little bit different in the middle with Sarah Chase and Robin Amo. They just haven't connected yet.
Michelle Burton calmly takes a tough ball and makes a good pass. And Brandy Brooks goes through the block.
Oh, really nice set by Amo. A nice play to go to the right side and really split the block.
Randy Brooks having a real good night for Hawaii.
And look at that great jump set, perfect technique, and hitting again in the hole in the block.
Hawaii needs points. There's a bad pass. They'll have a chance here. Good dig. And Schwerm is down. Britta Schwerm, I believe her ankle. I believe she tweaked an ankle. Yeah, I think she might have on the jump. I think she might have landed wrong on her ankle.
And look at Brian. Brian cannot even go out and look.
Britta Schwerm in pain. Obviously, the crowd is silent. She went up to make the block, and what happens, we've seen it over and over in Hawaii. When someone's feet come out, sometimes an ankle just comes down, Kathy, off to the side.
This is the most common injury in volleyball, but what a bad time for this to happen. I think what they're worried about is maybe not even this match, but the future if they are to win this and go on. I think she was on Brandy Brooks' foot. That's what happened.
On Chrissy Sether's foot, actually, I think. Let's take a look. Watch Chrissy Sether on the outside here. Mackenzie moves away. Watch the right foot come down. Bingo, right on the ankle. And she slips out
right
wide.
on her own players.
Well, she's getting up now.
Yeah.
She's walking off. How about that? She is in pain, but she's walking off.
She's walking, so that
says something right there, because if she weren't able to walk off.
Maybe sometimes it's just shock. You're not quite sure really how bad you're hurt. And the fact that she's standing might mean maybe it was just a shock and she felt she turned it.
Ryan Gimlero now makes a substitution, and that brings Allison Carpenter right back in. And Britta Schwerm is going off with the trainer. That's why they always tape those ankles up too. Gotta believe that helps keep the swelling down.
Oh, very good preventive measure.
3-8. So Allison Carpenter comes in. Sether goes down the line, and it lands inside and goes right back to Long Beach.
So that's a great hit by Chrissy Sether. When something like that happens, you want to get the momentum back, and you have to pick up your game.
And if you're Hawaii, with Schwerm being out, she has really been a big part of the Long Beach State team tonight. Robbins, nice hit. A great dig by Shawnee Hayes. And a lift is called, and Jim Malero can't believe it. He is screaming about that one.
And now look at Davis Singh again. He gets away with murder, Brian. He can do anything. Why can he be allowed to yell and go out like that without even a card? Look at, they really give him way too much leeway.
You think so?
Yes, they do.
3-8. There's a ball that Ljungqvist blocks at the net. It's 4-8.
Well, I tell you, if I was Hawaii right now, I'd say to myself, somebody's giving us something. Sorry about an injury, but let's jump on this right now. You know, it's not our fault. We have an opportunity to get back in here, be aggressive.
Hawaii's injury is obviously a lot more subtle.
Yeah.
Key Williams with her jumping not being all there. Lovelace's shoulder was acting up a little bit. Chase, little groin problem. You're right, injuries are part of the game. Oh, a bad hit that time. Robbins on a free ball. Danielle Scott puts it down. There's someone who will come forward for Long Beach, you know that.
And did you hear her yelling, just set me? I don't care, as long as there's one hitter and it's me, that's all that counts. And look at her fling that back there inside, but she adjusts her footwork so well.
8-4, served into the net by Carpenter. Well, Carpenter was in for Dahl, you'll recall, last game.
And she's played quite a bit, but now there's a little bit more pressure on her because they're going to have to set her.
Good pass by Shawnee Hayes. Scott comes up. Key Williams with a good dig. Robbins is roof.
And there's the versatility of Long Beach. Look at Burton, goes right into the middle and stuffs that. And that was a great dig by Key Williams. She goes up high but hits that ball way too low.
And Joy McKenzie might have even done a piece of that, the smallest player on the court for Long Beach. Bad pass by Hawaii. It's going to be a free shot for Burton. Get it.
Well, what's amazing about Long Beach is I think they can play with only two hitters. Not many teams can do it.
They did
but
it
right
last
now,
night.
Burton and Scott can do it all. They don't have to set anybody else.
Absolutely. Last night, they really didn't get much performance out of Schwerm or out of Dahl. They didn't need it. Danielle Scott serves into the net. Hawaii needs points. They just can't keep siding out. They need points because they got to win a game here to get back in the match. forward after ball comes off the net. Johnny Hayes, possibly heir apparent to the setting job of Joy McKenzie. Dug up into the roof, so just like in Plum, it goes over the other side and side out Hawaii.
I think Hawaii, if they can just raise the level of their serving, they have a chance to use their block, but serving is the key.
They've got Chase and Williams up front with Amo. It's a good threesome
Great
to block.
blocking.
Here's a good serve and a free ball, and Chase dumps it nicely.
And that's the advantage. All you have to do is make the players move a little bit and a free ball.
Sarah Chase has hit so many smart balls off to the
She
side.
really has matured into a smart player. Look at overpass. She's not quite there, so she just tips it to the open area.
And that's the key, the open area, not right back over the net. Oh, a bad shank pass. Danielle Scott hits it long, 6-9, 2 errors in a row.
And this is the rotation. They're both in the back row. I'd look for a back row attack right now to Scott, but I think they can stop Carpenter.
6-9. Better pass from Carpenter that time, and Dahl in the middle. I don't think the block was timed right, but Dahl goes right next to her.
When the ball is passed that perfectly, you have to commit with the middle, but a nice hit by Dahl over the block.
Michelle Burton. She killed Hawaii with her serves back in Hawaii, and there's a terrible hit from Hawaii. 10-6.
It really is, you know what, it's just such a high ball. You really have to back up. Now she's asking, was that ball out? Because it's hitting her right at the shoulders.
That time Youngquist, good pass up front. Amo, step out. Carpenter now hobbling as Chase got a piece of her ankle by mistake, and Key Williams hits it wide, and Carpenter is now limping. That could be that bad knee of hers.
No, I think that kind of looked like her ankle, but I'm not sure she fell down. She's limping too.
But she's staying in there. Hawaii running into each other on that play and knocking it over. And now getting up slowly for Hawaii is Robin Amo. Could be a matter of attrition here. Bodies all over.
Better get the medical center close, get the ambulances close back.
And Carpenter's still moving very tentatively.
It looked like she twisted her ankle.
It is 6-11, and Amo's going to come out. Here comes Carrie Anderson back in. Amo knocked into Key Williams and looking at her ankle.
The trainer's getting a lot of action in this match.
Good serve and a good play by McKenzie to keep it alive, but now a free ball. Got to put these away. Brooks does not. Now Carpenter. Key Williams just bombs it out. He just can't get enough swing on it. Oh, a net violation, though, is called. Against Dahl, and that's a break. Oh, is that a break?
That's a break, and Danielle Scott just said something to the referee, not repeated. Let's see if they really, she did net on that play.
Oh, right
yes,
there.
Definitely.
Good call.
Good call.
Good call. 7-11. McKenzie on her knees with the set. In the middle, Dahl. She hits it wide. It's 8-11.
Oh, I tell you, this is the rotation right now. They cannot get a kill. Both their two hitters are in the back row. Sether's tentative. Carpenter's got a bad angle. If the ball isn't passed on position, they're not going to set Dahl.
Well, and Dahl's got that hand wrap. It must be difficult sometimes to hit those balls on the angles. Ball serve long.
Cardinal rule. A weak rotation, you just lollipop it in.
Prentice Perkins goes way back in the gym to serve. Oh, she leads the team in aces, one of the best in the league. Long and hard. Brooks through the block, kept in play by the beach. Nobody goes for it for Hawaii. Now they get it. Oh, nice set by Carrie Anderson. Key Williams goes outside. Oh, Brooks didn't want to hit that one hard, and Hawaii gets it back. Chase and Brooks, good play at the net.
Oh, great play at the net because she knew that she was going to step up. Look at not British Firm ready to come back in. They taped it up, and that's trouble. A good job, a block at the net though.
British Worm comes back in, and now Carpenter going off, and that's her knee. Might be her ankle, but I tell you, she had a bad knee all week. And give her credit, Kathy. She stayed in for 3 or 4 points there, hobbling around without complaining.
She had the tears in her eyes, so
And
you knew
she's
she
in
was in a
pain
little
now.
pain.
Gutty performance by Allison Carpenter. 8-11. Stephanie Shota in to serve and play some back row. Free ball for Long Beach. Danielle Scott, the best in the country. No stopping that.
Just no way to stop it. She just hits too high and too quick.
11-8. Shank pass and it costs Hawaii. As Chase tried to make the set, it wasn't a good one, and it all came off a bad pass to start with. 12-8 Long Beach. Dave Shoji calls the second timeout of Game 3.
1993 NC.
One more Bank of America scoreboard to give you another upset. How about that, Kathy? At UCLA, BYU in 3 straight, knocking out the Bruins.
That's volleyball history right there. That probably is the biggest upset.
Well, now there won't even be 2 California teams in the final. There'll be at most 1 if Long Beach State can win this one. Ball hit wide. Hawaii error after error. It's 13-8. The crowd reacted to the BYU win, and they've been clapping along right now. Long Beach State 2 points away. So Hawaii comes back from their worst season in history, gets down to the finals of the Northwest region, and they've certainly come back. And with just about all their starters returning next year, other than Atwood,
I think this is a great confidence builder. You've got to give them a lot of credit. They've really played well, and they've even put themselves in position tonight, even though they're down 2-0, to actually be ahead. You've got to give them a lot of credit.
absolutely. With a healthy Key Williams next year and 2 setters returning, plus a couple of good freshmen and possibly Nani Cockett coming from the basketball team. You gotta like Hawaii's chances no matter what happens tonight.
Oh, I think they've gained valuable experience, and I think once they improve their ball control, they're going to be right there.
9-13, Sarah Chase trying to get Hawaii into double digits. Not a good pass, it's gonna be a tough play. It's 10-13.
I tell you, Hawaii is so much in this game. Again, it's serving. I'm so impressed with Chase. She's played good all around, but her serving really has affected Long Beach.
There's a good pass off the serve. Danielle Scott.
I can't
and
believe
Dave Shoji is again unbelieving they don't call that.
It's unbelievable. I cannot believe they allow her. Look at now, she's yelling at she's yelling at Dave. That is such a throw. I mean, if you're the best player, I don't care, but you can't let her get away with that.
13-10. Hawaii needs a good play now. Brandy Brooks, nice hit from the outside.
Oh, very nice move. Burton moved to the outside, and Brandy saw the hole.
Tough rotation for Hawaii to get points in, though, because you've got Burton and Scott up there with Joy McKenzie. And now Amo comes in one more time for Carrie Anderson. They want a block and a good set from Robin. Outside Burton, off the block up. And the Hawaii 2 players go for it, Atwood and Amo.
Well, it's been the same problem, just digging that ball too tight to the net, and they really can't dig it out.
Danielle Scott serving.
13-10. Good dig in the back. And Dahl can't connect that time with McKenzie.
I think it looks like Joyce McKenzie is a little hesitant to set the ball to British Sherm, so she went right to Dahl. But good blocking by Hawaii. They're staying right in there.
Jocelyn Robbins got to get a good serve now. Lovelace checks back in up front for Hawaii. Outside Burton, right at the net, off the net, and out. It was not touched. It's 11-13. Boy, Michelle Burton ripped at that one and just didn't hit it right.
And that's what she does on every tight set. She tries to go for hands.
Cross-court serve is wide. McKenzie now serving at 13-11. Hayes comes in up front for Chrissy Sether. Good chance for Hawaii if they can get a good pass here. They don't get a good pass. And it's a free ball for Long Beach. Oh, Hawaii has a chance in this rotation, and Burton is blocked.
Great block by Robin Amo. She's making the best of her opportunity and showing her physical ability. She stops Burton, one of the best outside hitters in the country. And look at, she yells at her, freshman, you better be ready.
There's your
next
communication.
Year. Yes.
Sure, Hawaii would love to see more of that from Amo. A shanked pass, but it's in play. Danielle Scott, good dig by Hawaii. Amo outside, good pass, good set, and a good point. It's 12-13. And Jim Malero is arguing again. I don't know about what this time.
I can't believe that Shawnee Hayes is in the front court and Feather is not back. I wonder if he ran out of substitutions.
I don't know, but he is just questioning every call now by Allward.
I'd say he's begging. You say questioning, I say he's begging right now.
You think it's the home court intimidation? I mean, do you think if this were at another court that the referees would be not giving him a yellow card?
I think that he gets away with it. Sometimes when you're supposed to win, you can get things going your way. And
yeah, but I've heard that maybe you're kind of vocal out there
that
too.
Was when I was a young coach. I'm too old now. I don't even have the voice anymore. No, honestly,
I mean,
when I was young, I used to yell a lot, but I really don't complain that much on calls. But Brian, if he's 13-1 ahead, he's still yelling at the official.
Don't forget, I don't believe you just said that.
Being true.
You've been known as the queen, but I've heard you called the mouth too on the sideline.
No, but that's when I used to play, not when I'm coaching.
Okay, you're Miss Mello.
Yes, I'm getting old.
All right, don't forget tonight, head coach Riley Wallace and the Rainbows take on Alabama Birmingham for the championship of the tip-off tournament. Jim Leahy and Artie Wilson will bring you the complete basketball coverage live from Blaisdell Arena. That's tonight at 8, right here on Fox 13, home of the best sports year-round. 12-13, Hawaii once again on the precipice, on the ledge, right at the edge. You know, Brian, Jim Malero called the play. I'm a little bit confused as to why he's got Shawnee Hayes up front right now.
He had to be run out of subs, but look for this ball to go to Burton or Danielle Scott.
Well, Scott's in the back. Lindquist got to get the serve in, and she does. British Schwerm overpasses it. Oh, a great play by McKenzie. Possibly a game saver.
I cannot believe that she made a save on that set.
I really think that ball was right at the net, Kathy. If Hawaii had tipped it, I think they might have gotten the point. Now Burton, a good server. Not a good pass. Lovelace. Scott sets it cross court. And it's shanked on the pass. It hit the roof. It's still in play. That ball hit the roof or a rafter, and the crowd's yelling for it. And now Brandy Brooks shanks a pass. And now it's 14-12. That was a non-call by an official. That was a mistake. And now the official says the linesman might have seen it, but it doesn't matter now. It's 14-12. Long Beach State serving. A trip to the Final Four if they can get this point. An ace. Why not? Was right there. We saw it last night. We saw Ohio State right there and right at the end, right when it was close, just that quickly, Long Beach State, Kathy, is back in the Final Four. They will meet Florida. BYU will meet Penn State. Boy, it's going to be, I think the Penn State-BYU match is going to be a great match.
I think that's going to be a great match, and they deserve a lot of credit.
And I think Long Beach State is going to run over Florida myself and get to the finals. But who knows? We'll go to a break and come back and talk to you about the players of the match. Tonight's Hawaiian Tell GTE players who went beyond the call for Long Beach State. British Schwerm, 14 kills, 1 error. She hits .619 to lead her team. Although Scott had more kills, she was under her average, and Schwerm certainly doing yeoman or yo-woman duty, coming back from the injury and finishing up the match. And for Hawaii, Sarah Chase hits .333, had 6 blocks to lead Hawaii, a couple of aces, and really had some smart plays in the clutch to keep Hawaii in the match. GTE Hawaiian Tell is pleased to make a contribution for scholarships at the University of Hawaii. GTE Hawaiian Tell, beyond the call. We'll be back.